So, hi guys.
Hi.
You know, before I get started, I've talked to so many of you already, and I realize that there's probably 15 or 20 of you out there that can discredit anything I'm about to say. So just hold your tongue. A wise man once said that the knowledge you gain is through the books you read and the people you meet. Okay? I didn't do too good in that book reading area. Although I'm getting better. Kelly got me into the book of the month, whatever the hell that is. And, haven't read one yet, but it's only September. But the people you meet, I've done pretty good with that. I mean, I look out, I have so many friends just here in this audience that it warms my heart. You know, the fastener industry, 50 years, NFDA, IFE, regional meetings, national meetings, you betcha. And then we had a thing called the, where's Steve? Raise your hand, Steve. We had a thing called the Fastener Quality Act. Now, come on, how many of you remember that? Not bad, not bad. Well, for those of you that don't, the Fastener Quality Act was basically the United States government trying to screw up the United States fastener industry, okay? Big time. For years, we scrambled, we had seminars, we had town hall meetings, we went to Washington. I mean, they're trying to legislate the difference between 8 and 8.2. Come on, this is stupid. But so were we, because we went with a fragmented voice, okay? Towards the end, we formed a little group called the Public Law Task Force. Jim Sheely, Gentleman Jim, represented the manufacturers. Eddie McIlhon represented the distributors. Steve Schoenholz represented the importers. Now I'm telling you guys, you try to get the distributors and the importers and the manufacturers to agree on anything, good luck. But we did. Jim, Ed, Steve, and a lot of other guys that I can't mention. We got a common goal together. We went to Washington with a common goal. And we saw the senators, and we saw the congressmen. There's just one congressman, Ed Dingle from Michigan. He was not a nice guy. I'm telling you, well, I won't use that word. But he just had it in for us, okay? But we came together, and we said, listen, we testified in front of Congress with all of our facts, and we said, hey, you don't need a new law, okay? You need to enforce the laws we've got. Don't intrude on our business. We don't need it. Huh. Wow. Guess what? Kinda. They bought it. And instead of rewriting a bill of how to chemically test grade 8, they said, okay, take what you got, we'll enforce it, the rest goes on. And I'm telling you what, it worked. Now, through this process, a great process, I met so many people, but I became particularly close with Jim Sheely and Steve Schoenholz. Now, Steve and I are both big Yankee fans. He goes, you're a Yankee fan from Des Moines, Iowa? I go, hey, baby. I like the Cubs now a little bit too, but I said, yeah. So we kind of put together an annual sabbatical. So I'd fly to New York, we'd go play golf, go have a few beers, get down to Brooklyn, take in a game. We did it for many, just did it last year. The one particular year, it was kind of hot, we might have had a few too many beers, might have even taken some road rockets, I'm not sure. By the time we get to Brooklyn, of a nasty neighborhood, I might add. I said, hey, Steve, you going to get a restroom here pretty quick? He goes, don't go there, my God, please. What? 2 weeks ago, Mr. Schoen from Taiwan and his interpreter, same thing, golf, beer, ball game. Eddie, we're in the same exact spot. And all of a sudden I heard some chatter in the back seat. Steve, not speaking Taiwan, didn't know what the hell they were saying. And the interpreter says, Mr. Steve, yes, Mr. Schoen say he has to go to the bathroom very bad. Steve said, you tell Mr. Schoen if he were to get out of the car here, he should be prepared to die. Oh, some more chatter. Mr. Steve, yes. Mr. Schoen say he don't have to go so bad. 20 minutes go by. Car didn't move 20 feet. And it starts up again. And all of a sudden, Steve hears this chitter-chatter, and then, Mr. Steve, yes. Mr. Schoen say he is now prepared to die. Huh? They did? True story. True story. All right, so if you were to Google nepotism, you'll see a picture of my dad, okay? I think at one time, 7 siblings worked for Iowa Industrial. But in the early days, it was just me and Dad. And we worked the road together. We worked it pretty good. We walked into a factory one day, and I walked up to the desk, gave her my card, and I said, yeah, Ed McIlhon here to see Mr. Russell. Dad goes, Dan McIlhon here to see Mr. Russell. Oh. Yo, hello, Mr. Russell? The McIlhon brothers are here to see you. And Dad goes, what'd you say? She said, you're not brothers? Hell no, he's one of my kids. He says, I got 11 more just like him. Tell her, Ed. Dan, John, Ed, Tim, Margaret, Joe, Jerry, Mary, Tom, Jim, and Joni back. Boom. Longest week of my life. Every bar and every restaurant and every factory we go into, I had to put up with that baloney. So Dan, John, Ed, Tim, Margaret, Joe. I know a lot of you here know or knew Joe McIlhon. Now, Joe was my favorite brother, okay? I can say that because none of my other brothers are here, which helps. But the fact is he was. So back in the early days, Dad calls and he says, hey, Ed, Joe's not doing too good down at Arizona State. We're going to bring him back, put him in the business. Oh, all right. I said, well, when you get to Des Moines, give me a call, I'll come down and work with him. No, that's not my plan, Ed. We're going to send Joe to Waterloo to work for you. Oh. Isn't that just dandy? Okay, send him up. Now, you got to keep in mind, Joe had been at Arizona State for 3 years, and he was still a freshman. He majored in not going to class. Seriously. So he showed up, and I'm not kidding. Joe showed up. He didn't. The only possession he had was this ugly dog named Birdfoot. Remember Birdfoot? And that was it. First of all, this dog looked like it just came out of a Vietnamese war movie. And I said, Joe, we're not doing this. Get rid of the dog. Joey gave him a haircut. Joey is a beautician. I gave him some sport coats and a company car. I said, Joe, hit the bricks. Go out and sell something. that time, we were about a $3 million company. 20 years later, we were a $63 million company, okay? And guess who got all of the credit? Eddie. Well, I'm here to set the record straight, Brother Joe, that Joe, you did a hell of a job. And I've set the record straight. Now we all know it. I did good, but Joe, you did better. So we don't just favor the blood relatives, we favor the no blood. So I've got two son-in-laws who you know both. Matt, he's our president in Des Moines, does a great job. And Zach, he runs the warehouse, great job. So we have blood and we have no blood. Now when Riley and I play golf with Zach and Matt, that's how it is, the blood against the no bloods. Very competitive, yes. And the bloods usually kick their ass, Riley? That's right. So anyway, my last year with Bossard, I was on a special assignment. And Matt Ulrich worked for Bossard on a special assignment also. And it got down to about a month to go, okay? And then I was going to be out of work, and so was Matt. So, it's hard to explain, but the Swiss, I got rid of a bunch of branches and closed places all over. They wanted me to get rid of this kit and bundle business in Des Moines. And this thing made no money, but I needed a job. So I said, Matt, you got a week. I want a pro forma P&L on this business. I don't want detail. I want one answer, and I want your recommendation. You got it? Yep. So he comes in with this beautiful one-page statement that says we're going to lose our ass. I said, And I said, so, Matt, what's your recommendation? Under no way should you buy this company. Really? Well, Matt, what if I was to tell you we can turn it around? And I'm going to make you president. Give you a fat salary, company car, big expense account, country club membership, and whatever else I can think of. What do you think about that now, Matt? He came up and he grabbed me, he says, hell, you got it upside down. Turn it around. Damn right we better buy this company. The rest is history. We bought it. First year we did $2 million. Last year we did $25 million and received the John Deere Global Supplier of the Year Award. So I say, I like this guy, he's smiling. I said, good job, Matt. Great idea. So, one of the reasons John Deere loves us so much is that we're always getting them out of trouble. We're kind of the go-to company. So I'll go back 30 years. I'm in Waterloo. It's a Friday night. Call comes in from the tractor works. We're going to shut a line down because we're out of M20 flat washers. What? Can you find them? I said, well, let me look. It's like 3 o'clock. I said, well, I have read somewhere that G.L. Hewitt has every flat washer ever manufactured in the history of the world in stock. So I looked it up, oh, hey, G.L. Hewitt, Minneapolis, boom. So I called. Guess who answers the phone? Tim O'Keefe. I say, hey, Tim, I don't think we know each other at McIlhon, boom, boom, boom. I said, think you got this? He goes, can I call you back? I go, can't you just check the computer? Tim didn't have a computer. You have a computer now, Tim? Yeah, boy. Tim says, no, I'm going to go out and check it. Tim had like 15 barns with stuff in it. So he called back in 15 minutes. And he said, Eddie, I got 500 of them. Praise be to God. I said, listen, you're in Minneapolis, I'm in Waterloo. Try and meet somebody halfway like Rochester or... He goes, Eddie, we're in Minneapolis, Kansas. Kansas has a Minneapolis? Yes, Ed. Wow. Well, where the hell is it? He said, you ever see the movie The Wizard of Oz? I said, yeah, several times. He says, we're right where that house landed in the tornado. Tim, put him on a bus. And he did. And he saved the day. Good friends ever since. All right, so enough of all that. So, now I need to say thank you. Morgan, where's Karishma? Whatever. Thank you, Karishma. They took care of our cabana. They took care of our rooms. They sent me 3 bottles of vintage whiskey. Now, why they'd send whiskey to an Irishman, I'm not sure I get that. But thank you very much, okay? And I mean that, for everything you did. You know, and thanks to everybody here. I mean, I know I talk too much, but I mean this. I'm humbled and I'm honored. I'm almost speechless, but I know that won't count. But I'm humbled and I'm honored. And I found out through Morgan the other day that I'm the 4th father-son. Pay attention, Morgan. This is an important question. Anyway, I think I'm the 4th father-son. Dad went in his bricks back here in 1996. I'm proud of that. I mean, I hope you get this. This is a big, big deal for me, for my family. I would cherish it the rest of my life. It's a big deal. It's a big accomplishment. But in closing, I got to say I've got one more bigger accomplishment. So, next August, stand up, come on. Next August, Joey McIlhon and I will have been married 50 years down in Davis. Joey is the quintessential great woman behind the successful man. I'm not sure about that successful part, but she stuck with it. You know, some ugly times, good times. I couldn't have done it without her. I love you, honey. I don't know what else I can say. But then I will add this, by the way. How's this? She was a blind date. How'd I do? All right, so again, you know, thanks so much for everything. Honored, humbled, boom. So I'll see you all at the bar, and Casey's buying.